Hello, I'm making a new what if, and I'm making a couple different ones at the moment. But this is what if Naruto was adopted by Nagato or Pain. So the way I think this would happen is after Naruto gets the fox, which in this one he would get the full fox, and then Kushina and Minato would die. And then I think that one of the 6 paths of pain would come across Naruto and think he's interesting. So, he sees, the seal on his stomach. So, he grabs Naruto, and this was, before he formed the Akatsuki, so they weren't looking for the tailed beast. So, when Naruto was about 5, Nagato gave Naruto hold on. So after one of the 6 paths of pain found a new Uchiha and killed them, found a new Uchiha with the Mangekyo Sharingan. He killed them and took their eyes and gave them to Naruto. So now Naruto has the Mangekyo Sharingan. But it takes up a lot of his chakra. But luckily, Naruto has a lot of chakra reserves. So I don't think this would affect him all too much. But it would definitely affect him to some degree. He'd learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu from one of the 6 paths of pain. And he'd also learn the Flying Rajin. And then I think they would find Itachi after the massacre when Naruto was about 9. And then Itachi would join with one of those, would go with one of the 6 paths of pain after he becomes a rogue ninja and finds Naruto. He says, "Who are you? You look about my brother's age." He says, "I'm Naruto Uzumaki." And then he sees the Mangekyo Sharingan in his eyes, and he gets a little mad, but he hides it. He said, "Where'd you get those eyes?" He said, "My dad got them for me." And then Itachi said, "Who's your dad?" And he said, "Pain." And then he said, "Oh, okay." So, and then I think that they would, after a while, Naruto would go back to the village, and then they wouldn't, know who he was. So, this was, Naruto's been training since he was, 4. Ever since he was, 4, yeah. So, he's been training basically his whole life. So, he's, about probably, over Kakashi level, probably around, over Kakashi level, so, especially with his Sharingan, which he can change between the 3 Tomoe and the Mangekyo. So, normally he uses 3 Tomoe, and he goes through the gates, and they say, "Who are you? You don't look like anybody from the village." He says, "I'm an Uchiha. I'm a mixed Uchiha." And they don't question it. They just assume he was out on a mission. Because he puts them under a genjutsu that his name was on a list, and they know him. So he walks through the gates, and this is around when he's probably 10 or 11. So he goes and talks to an adult, and they say, "Are you a student of the academy?" He said, "No, what's that?" And she then tells him where the academy is, and he goes to the academy, and he puts a genjutsu on one of the teachers to make them think that he's part of their class. Now, none of the kids know who they are. They just assume that he's a transfer student. And then they all graduate, and Naruto ends up on a team. It's Kakashi's team, Team 7. He's on a team with Sasuke still, because they don't know the extent to his abilities yet, so he'd still be bottom of the class. And then he would put on a team with Sasuke, and then I don't want to put him on a team with Sakura because she's useless. So probably I'd say Shikamaru, just because he's really smart. And Naruto is really smart in this one. He's smarter than Minato. So they do those D mission rank, like the D rank missions, and through this whole time, Pain's been watching him with just watching him, and so after they do a couple D rank missions, Sasuke tells the Hokage if they can get a C rank, and the Hokage's like, at this point, no one people just think that Naruto's like normal there, and except the Hokage, and the Hokage knows that it's Minato's son. And so they end up going and getting Kazuma's mission, and Kazuma insults them, and then Naruto doesn't really care. He just looks at Kazuma with his Mangekyo, and this makes Kazuma shut up really quick. So when he sees that puddle on on the dry day, he ends up he uses a genjutsu, when they come out, he uses a genjutsu on one of them, which makes them stop, and then he kicks, or one of them comes at him with a kunai laced in poison, and he dodges the kunai and kicks him in the stomach, instantly knocking him out. And the other one broke out of the genjutsu, he got out of it, and then went at Naruto, mad because he took down his brother, and then he easily takes down the other demon brother, and then they continue on the way. And then after they meet up with Zabuza, Naruto puts him under a genjutsu when he traps Kakashi, and then they all rush him, and Naruto hits him with a kunai, which makes him go flying, while also leaving a puncture wound, freeing Kakashi, and then Kakashi fights him until Haku shows up, and then Naruto sneaks up behind Haku and puts a kunai around him and ends up killing Haku, and then Kakashi ends up stabbing Zabuza with a Chidori, and then that's the end of that. Except for the goons, which is an easy takedown, so it doesn't really matter. So they go back to the village, and it's about where I'm leaving it off, but Naruto says he has to do something, and he ends up leaving the gates, and he goes to find Pain, and Pain, he finds Nagato, the actual body, and he gives him one of his Rinnegan. So now Naruto has one Rinnegan and one Mangekyo Sharingan, and that's where I'll be leaving this off.